Good evening, good morning, and good night to all. This is Reading in Solitude, and I'm your host of Reading in Solitude. Tonight we're going to be reading a story of my own creation, and this is another short story, no more than 1.5 pages. The story is about Shimakaze and myself out at the target range, practicing our aim, I guess. It's a short story, a fun story, and it's meant for nothing more than laughs. I hope you all get as much enjoyment as I got out of writing it. And without further ado, let's begin the story. Titled, Size Doesn't Matter. I felt the cold steel on my thumb as I drew the hammer. My finger rested on the brass trigger guard as I reacquiesced to my target from before and steadied to take the shot. The sun was just past my eyes as it rose from the east. I squeezed the trigger and prepared for the powder burn. My ears rang out and I felt myself raise my free hand to my right ear to cover it at the noise. I dropped my revolver on the table as another shot rang out and I moved to cover the other ear. I looked over towards my neighbor at the range and holstered my gun. Fucking destroyers are running their damn drills again? I growled as I walked to the edge of the cliff overlooking the beach. Yo! Can you keep it down over there? I can't even hear my own gun. Another shot came from the destroyer's wrist guns as I climbed down the cliff and onto the sands of the coast. Come on, Fubuki, give it a break already, huh? You've been drilling all week. I shouted at the silhouette on the water. The destroyer standing on the water looked over to me before lowering her gun. Sorry, did you say something? Asked the ship girl as she skated towards land. Hey, you're not Fubuki, I stated as she got nearer. She was a blonde ship girl with fair skin. She wore a sailor's uniform with a short blue skirt that showed her undergarments and tall striped red stockings. Nope, I'm Destroyer Shimakaze, from the class Shimakaze. The flagship of my class. Well, the only ship of my class, she giggled, bouncing her rabbit ear-like headband. I felt bad for yelling at her now, as she wasn't really the target of my ire. I'd become quite upset with Fubuki practicing all week. I needed to get some range time, but all of her blasting and speed drills made it hard to focus on practice. Sorry, I thought you were Fubuki, I replied. Sorry I didn't see you on my radar. Are my drills too loud? I can always do speed drills instead. Or maybe torpedo drills. She cheered as she let loose 2 torpedoes. I watched them disappear in the water before they revealed themselves explosively downrange at some old target ships. The blast was louder than that of the 25-centimeter ordnance, though at least these were subsonic. No, it's fine. I was trying to focus on my aim practice, but maybe I'll just come back later. Well, I don't know if you'll be open later. The submarines are supposed to practice their SRBM launches around noon, and the carriers will probably be having a flight practice in the afternoon, so I figured I'd get some practice in the morning while the range was free, stated Shimakaze. Well, it looks like Fubuki's hogging up the range isn't just affecting me then, I joked. Well, I guess so. Say, what are you working with anyway? She asked as she stepped onto the beach. 44, I began to say proudly before looking to Shimakaze's guns. To say that her 3 twin-barreled 25-centimeter guns put my 44 revolver to shame would be an understatement. Aw, that's a pretty cute gun, she laughed. Do all humans fight with such tiny guns? Well, 44 is usually on the bigger side of things before you move into BMG or maybe a 30-30, I grumbled to myself. Let's see how you handle it, she prodded. Well, come on, you're not too scared, are you? No way. Fine, I'll show you. We stood again atop the cliff overlooking the water where the targets were set up. Shimakaze set 3 new sheets over the steel plates as I readied my gun. Alright, Shoot these three as fast and as accurate as you can. Shoot from the ready position even if you'd like. I think I'll draw instead, I replied. You call when. Shimakaze grinned as she watched me from my right. I held my hand above my hip holster ready to draw. I played over the movement that I'd need to do. Raise my gun, cock it, fire it, move to the next target. Then repeat. I held my left hand chest level as I waited for her go. Begin! I drew my pistol and squeezed the trigger as I raised it. My left hand met the hammer 3/4 of the way there, cocking it and releasing the hammer just as it leveled with the first target. I raised my left hand and turned to the right, onto the next target, as the first target pinged its report back to me. Again I fired on the second target, and then the third, and when I'd finished, the 3 targets stood in front of me. I holstered my gun and looked to Shimakaze, who scanned the 3 targets. Well, call me impressed. 3 vital hits, no more than 4 seconds. You're pretty good with that gun. Thanks. Been practicing, I smiled. Now, let's see how I do, she cheered as she leaped out in front of me. Ransohu-chan, go! I covered my ears as her 3 guns fired on the targets, leveling the target range. Oops. Well, I guess that's about all the practice I'll be doing today. A few submarines swam into the bay where Shimakaze was practicing before. I see the sub-girls are out early. I suppose I've got all the target practice I needed in for the day. I'll say. Maybe I'll go for a soak in the bathhouse. Sounds nice, I stated as I imagined the warm, soothing waters relaxing my muscles. Tell you what then, I'll race you there, she challenged. Screw that, I already did my cardio this morning. Well, how about this? If you beat me there, I'll let you bathe with me in the reserve docks, she wagered. In that case, you're on. Ready? Go! I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I don't know. It was very fun to write this story, to be honest, even though I spent, well, it's 3:24, and I think I started around 1, so I've spent about an hour, 2 hours I should say, working on this. If you'd like to, please let me know, and I'll write more of these little short stories. Otherwise I can work on more novels. I'm actually working on one right now that has to do with Shimakaze, but I felt like it would be fun to do a short Shimakaze one. I might also do a short Natsuki story after writing that novella about her. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed, and with that, I bid you all good night.